Good morning, guys. This is Trey with Speed Shield. Wanted to bring you guys some of the morning glory that we get to look at. So this is kind of a continuation of a series of videos that we've done on this 911 Turbo S, where originally we got the vehicle in, the customer had just bought it. It had a pre-cut full front clear bra on it, and then it had the original OEM or factory little flares. They're kind of a small dorsal fin looking flare on there. And the customer wanted to remove all that stuff. He wanted to start with paint correction and doing some quartz coating, but a main focus was to remove that pre-cut front clear bra and put one of our signature hand trimmed full front clear bras on there. And if you don't know what we're talking about, go look at that video. And there's a couple videos. We show removing that clear bra. We've done a paint correction to the whole body after we remove the clear bra. And we have done the full front hand trimmed clear bra now. And we also did quartz coating on the wheels and the calipers and on the full body. So we want to show you guys a little bit about this front clear bra. Now, it is important to kind of compare and contrast that hand trimmed or that pre-cut clear bra with this hand trimmed. And I got a lot of close-up video of the edges of that pre-cut, kind of showing you the shortcomings of a pre-cut. Typically pre-cut installers rarely protect the headlights and fog lights as well. And there was some light damage on the headlights and fog lights, and we just wanted to show you guys what it looks like now with clear bra on it as well. So as you guys remember, one of the areas that had really short edges was this area here around the fender and around the bumper. But with a hand trimmed, you can see we get the coverage all the way up to the edge. This is as far as you can go without tucking that edge. And because these two panels are so tight, we cannot fit clear bra in there in that tucked edge. And even if you were to remove this bumper, wrap that bumper edge and wrap this fender edge, put the bumper back on, there wouldn't be enough room for the amount that these panels rub on each other. As you're going down the road, each of these panels, even though they're secured, they are not completely stationary. So they do move back and forth. And what you would develop there, if you did wrap these edges inside, would be some wrinkles here. It would actually push the edge of that clear bra backwards and compromise that edge. So it would end up being trimmed anyway. So, you know, those are some just little tidbits that we've learned over 20 years of doing hand trim stuff. But you'll notice that this edge right here is fully wrapped all the way inside. Thankfully, this era 911 has removable headlights, and they're pretty easy to remove also. So we remove those headlights and tuck everything inside, and then we put the headlights back on, and then we cover the headlights as well. We protect the headlights. But right here, this fender bumper margin was also an area where there was a great deal of gap in the coverage of that pre-cut. And as you can see, our hand trimmed goes all the way up to the edge. I mean, you can barely even tell that there's an edge there or that there's a clear bra. The only giveaway is kind of where it dives back in right there, back into the panel. But this edge is wrapped, this edge is wrapped. Obviously the hood is wrapped all the way around. And we did find, when we pulled the other clear bra off, we did find that there were a few little paint blemishes where you can see here. You'll see a few of those underneath the clear bra. There's some up here too. Oh, come on, focus, there we go. So there are a few little, and here's a touch-up mark right there that we dabbed a little bit of paint in there. But overall, the paint was in really good condition. We did find a few little rock chips around that edge that was exposed because of the pre-cut clear bra, and we touched those up as well. But now you can see the difference between a pre-cut and a hand-trimmed clear bra. And I'll also get kind of an up close around this trim. If you go back to the other video, you remember that there was a large circle opening around this and it left a lot of exposed paint. But now that we've done the hand-trimmed, it is very, very nice and tight. Hand trims are some of the most meticulous installations of clear bras. This whole entire edge also is wrapped and protected, as well as all of this back in here. It's all one piece. If you recall, that pre-cut had a seam right here. And with a hand trim, we have our discretion on how to operate around these highly compounded curves. Many times we can get the clear bra back in there. If we can't, then we decide to seam it. Our seams look far, far better than a pre-cut seam. Typically, pre-cut seams are going to have rounded corners anywhere it comes to a corner, and it's a telltale sign. It's very, very dramatic on what that looks like. And as you can see, we get the edges way back in here. So they're all the way back in there and fully protected. These edges down here are also way more accurate on a hand trimmed. He did have a few little nicks of previous damage, but overall this front end looks phenomenal. And then I'll show you the mirror as well. I'm not sure if I got a lot of video of that original pre-cut mirror, but this back edge was pretty crooked. It wasn't very accurate on where the panel stopped, so it had a pretty good gap and it was wavy. And so now this thing has really comprehensive coverage. This whole piece down here, starting from over here all the way down and underneath, that has a full piece. The pre-cut was only about this big, so it was just kind of a strip on there like that. Once again, hand trim gives us ultimate discretion on what we build for you. You know, if you wanted something small, we can make something small. If you want full panel coverage, like most of our clients want, we can make it full panel coverage. And then moving on to doing full rockers. So these two pieces, you've got rocker, and then you have this skirt down here. Both of those pieces are fully covered all the way back, and this top margin wraps into the door, so it protects the door sill. It comes back, and then we terminated it on this style line right here, and it comes up, and then it has a floating termination line right there. Goes back to the flare, or back to the wheel arch, and you can see that right. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but it's right there. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. There we go. Now you can see it. So it comes back and then it tapers down, and then it wraps this whole wheel arch right here. So that's all protected as well. And so now anything that's going to hit any of this is going to hit the clear bra instead of the paint. Before, the coverage stopped about right here and went up like this and back and terminated just shy of where we terminated ours, and then it came down this panel as well. And there was even a little gap right here before this style line right there. So there were a few little rock chips around where that factory piece protected. So it's always nice to take those off and do a full panel hand trimmed package. But now this thing is looking great. It's protected, and we just did the wheels off quartz coating Modesta BC-06 on those wheels and calipers. And now we're going to be torquing those things back down, putting the center caps back in, and this thing will be rolling out fairly soon here. But we just kind of wanted to give you guys a follow-up on that. So go check out those previous videos on this 911. We always like to educate. It's kind of our gig to spread knowledge within this industry. We've been doing it for so long that we kind of feel like we're responsible for spreading some knowledge and just a lot of things to think about when it comes to purchasing protective coatings on your vehicle. If you're not in our area, reach out to someone in your area that does this. Ask them all the questions that you've learned on here. Go see their finished product. We think that's one of the most important parts about getting a good package is seeing the finished product from whoever you're thinking about installing. As always, have fun out there. Stay protected. Speed shield.